A systematic review and meta-analysis is a comprehensive and structured research method to synthesize and analyze studies that are similar to each other in an aggregate way. This type of research goes beyond narrative literature reviews by employing rigorous and systematic methods for the search and reporting of study results. And it is also a gateway for publications and to advance your career. Hello everyone, this is Rhanderson Cardoso. I am a practicing cardiologist in Boston in the United States. And here in this channel, I tell you about a successful career in medicine and how to do research to advance your career. Consider subscribing to the channel and don't forget to hit the like button in this video. Today, I'm going to share some valuable insights about how meta-analysis specifically may be a game changer in your own careers. The first major advantage of systematic reviews and meta-analysis is that they're extremely quick compared with other research methods. Think about it. If you want to do a clinical trial, you have to put together a protocol, you have to submit it to the ethics committee, and then if you're recruiting patients, you have to get informed consent. And this process takes months, sometimes years, to go from beginning to end. A meta-analysis, in contrast, is much more effective because the data is already available to you in the literature. What you really have to do is understand the methods to put the data together. You can do this much faster. You don't have to go through an ethics committee or institutional review board. You don't have to get informed consent from patients. You don't have to go through the troubles, the difficulties of doing primary data collection. Of course, this is not to minimize the importance of other types of research. You can't even do a meta-analysis if you don't have clinical trials or cohort studies or other primary data studies in the field. Actually, what I mean to highlight here is just some of the important advantages of meta-analysis over these other alternative research methods. And among these advantages, being fast, being time effective is one of the most important ones. Once you learn the method, you can do a meta-analysis actually in a few weeks, maybe 5, 6, or 7 weeks. For example, if you look at this research publication here, this letter of acceptance into this top-notch journal called Anesthesia and Analgesia, this was done by one of our students in the Meta-Analysis Academy, Lucas. And he shared with me that he did this from beginning to submission to the journal in 2 weeks. This is extraordinarily fast, and it's not the general rule of how fast you do a meta-analysis, but it still gives you a sense of just how quick you can actually get this process done. The other major advantage of meta-analysis to your career, is the impact. Of course, I'm talking about well-conducted meta-analysis of a good research question that has well-done research studies put together. If you do this, you're going to have a meta-analysis that will represent the best evidence in that specific question. And this allows you to get published in the best journals, to present in the best conferences worldwide. And this impact of your research translates into an impact in your own curriculum, in your CV. So by engaging in meta-analysis, you actually contribute in a meaningful way to science, to your medical field as a whole. And that's another key advantage of doing meta-analysis. What a meta-analysis allows you to do is get conflicting information and make sense out of it. Analyze the data in aggregate. A meta-analysis is very powerful when you have conflicting studies. Oh, these 2 studies show that therapy A was better than B, but these other studies here show that therapy A and B were not significantly different from each other. So whenever there's these conflicts in the literature, controversy, a meta-analysis, again, if well done, will stand out as the most definitive evidence on that specific topic. So again, you contribute in a meaningful way to the literature, and by consequence, your curriculum, your career gets that validation as well. This is another major advantage of meta-analysis. When you learn how to do the method, and you know how to develop good ideas, and you know how to work those ideas, and you know how to do the statistics and the writing, all the different components as we teach, for example, in the Meta-Analysis Academy, what that allows you to do is to get your own work, your own projects, and use them as a bridge for collaboration with whoever it is that you want, with your potential mentors. Do you want to contribute with a specific professor in your own medical school? You can invite him or her to participate in your project. Do you want to invite someone who's a regional, a national leader in that specific field? You can also send them an email inviting them to collaborate. In fact, you could even do this with someone that's in another country. You could extend an invitation for collaboration, maybe to someone who's world-renowned in a specific field. This is a huge advantage for you because if you open the opportunity for collaboration with these people, with these potential mentors, next thing you know, if this works out, they'll invite you for a project, or you will start building on this relationship, and ultimately this can be of great benefit in your career. So this is a major contrast to what you're probably doing right now, or at least to what most medical students and residents do. They knock on everyone's doors asking for opportunities to collaborate, but really they don't bring anything for collaboration. If you really want to open an avenue of collaboration with someone, do your homework. You open that avenue of collaboration. You create the opportunity. Create an idea, create a project, do a meta-analysis, bring a draft of the manuscript, and then invite someone to be a co-author, to be a collaborator, to be a senior author on your work. That's really how you're going to have the opportunity to work with mentors from your institution, from your country, and even worldwide. So let's make a contrast between how much it costs to do any other type of research and how much it costs to do a meta-analysis. Let's think, for example, about a clinical trial or a cohort study where you have to have costs related to recruiting patients, following patients. Potentially you may have to hire institutions to support your research, like a data safety and monitoring board. You may have to hire statisticians. It really requires a massive infrastructure to do a clinical trial, for example. Even a simple single center cohort study will have costs associated with it, especially if it's prospective. But when you do a meta-analysis, there's literally no costs. It's free. There are free software available for statistics, for triage of studies, essentially for all the different steps of a meta-analysis. And the statistics of meta-analysis are actually quite simple. So you can learn how to do this yourself and skip the statistician. In fact, we teach this in the Meta-Analysis Academy. So you can learn how to do all the different components, and then you can skip any costs related to your research, including the cost of publication. Let's talk about that for a second. If you try to publish any research in a low-ranking journal, it's most likely that they would charge you a fee for publication. We call that the authorship publication charges or authorship processing charges. Now, these charges can be quite high. They can be exorbitant rates, especially again if you go to these low-ranking journals. But when you do a strong meta-analysis that's well done, that is of an important clinical question, what this allows you to do is go to the top journals in the field. Look at this publication from catheterization and cardiovascular interventions. This is a strong publication, a strong journal in the field of interventional cardiology. It was done by one of our students called Mateus Moreira, and he and his group published this in this impactful journal, a strong paper with no fees. This journal does not charge any fees because it's a good journal in the field of interventional cardiology. And when you publish in these great journals, you don't pay publication fees. So again, avoid all costs related to publications in the conduction phase and in the publication phase. To wrap things up, mastering systematic reviews and meta-analysis is not just a simple skill. It is a strategic move for every medical student and physician. It is time effective, it's high impact if you do it well, you contribute significantly to medical knowledge. This facilitates collaborations for you both nationally or internationally. And finally, it helps you to save money. It helps you to avoid costs of publication. Thank you for joining me today. I hope this video was useful to you. Please let me know in the comments below if you have any question related to this topic or to meta-analysis or to careers in medicine. And also don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe so you can find out when we post more videos like this one. I'll see you next time.